Hello, this is Dave from Retired Time Productions, and I'm going to be going over the upgrades I just did to my Tek Sumo wing, and then going out for a little flight. So just hang on there.
Welcome to Retired Time Productions.
My Tek Sumo wing is equipped with an EZUHF Nano receiver for long range, and it has a monopole antenna right here. It also has 1.3 gigahertz video transmission, and that has a dipole antenna out here on the wingtip. Okay, now let's talk about the upgrades. So the first upgrade I did was to add some copper foil underneath the GPS to act as a reflector, and that will boost the reception of the GPS. I want to thank my friend Drew for suggesting this. It's about a 4-inch circle comprised of 2 pieces of copper foil stick-on tape. I then put some packing tape over the GPS to protect it from moisture. The GPS has a can on the bottom which is grounded, and that is touching the foil, so the foil is actually grounded to the GPS. Not sure this helps or not, but that's just the way it came out. Another mod I did was add a 1400 kV SunnySky motor. Now this combination seems to be the perfect combination for this wing for nice FPV flying. It's got a 7x5 APC prop with this motor and a 30 amp ESC. This is an Opto ESC. So it's a X2212-9 kV 1400, and it's the number 2 edition. Another upgrade I did was to actually upgrade the firmware on the BeeRotorF3 board right here. Now this firmware is iNav Cleanflight, and I've upgraded to the 1.6 version of it. This gives me much better support for GPS and other features like return to home. On the front I have a camera. This is the RunCam Swift 2. Now it has the ability to display the camera voltage on the screen, but I've disabled that because the BeeRotor board actually has an OSD built in, and it's the MWOSD, which has full telemetry. This is the back of the Tek Sumo wing, and you can see right here I have a piece of hot melt to mark the CG. So it's just about on this spar that goes across right here behind this bay. Now I'll be running a 2200 milliamp hour 3-cell battery, and this seems to be well balanced on the CG, and I find that it gives me plenty of time in the air. Also on the back I have this LC filter to clean up the video, so that just goes in the power line for the video. So up next is the narrated flight video. Now you'll see when I first start the flight that I'm going to be in stabilize mode, which is actually angle mode. And right now it's disarmed, and I have 7 satellites, so I was happy that I got 7 satellites right off the bat. So I think the foil is really helping. And keep your eye on the home arrow that's up in the upper right hand corner. As I arm the Tek Sumo, you'll see that the home arrow locks into its home position, and that's what I was looking for. So the GPS seems to be working just fine. It's holding satellites, so I think the foil that's underneath the GPS is giving me a much stabler reception on the GPS. There we go to 9 satellites. Now I switch over to horizon mode once I get in the air, because stabilize mode doesn't give me as much RC control, and it's harder to turn the craft when it's in angle mode. So I go to horizon, and horizon mode is kind of like angle mode with a little bit of acro out on the extents of the sticks. I'm sure you guys that fly mini quads are well aware of this. But on a wing, it just gives you enough control where you can actually make tighter circles. And that's what I need. So going up to 11 satellites already, so that's great. And I notice when I turn that I don't have the problem of losing satellites like I used to. So I think the reflective quality of the copper foil underneath the GPS is really working. I'm also happy with the motor prop combination. This is the first time I've tried this. I thought the launch was really solid, plenty of power, although I didn't throttle up all the way. I usually find about 3/4 throttle works good for launch. Not too much, because the stabilization is going to take care of it as long as there's wind over the wings where the control surfaces can work. And when I tossed it, I just tossed it flat. Didn't give it the frisbee throw. I just used my left hand and gave it a good flat toss forward, keeping it straight as I did it. And that's my usual technique for launching. In stabilization, of course. Alright, so as you can see, the RunCam Swift has the name up there, and that's coming off the camera. It's not coming from the OSD on the BeeRotor board. The BeeRotor board has the other items that are on the screen, like the number of satellites, the home arrow. We've got the battery voltage, which is the flight battery voltage. But the camera is running off that, so is the video. So I've only really got one battery. We've got the number of amps, which is pretty good. I think running at 5 or 6 amps on this works well, although on a nice calm day I could probably drop it down to 4 amps. A little windy today, so I have to keep it up there. And I was happy with the ESC as well. I used to have a 20 amp Hobby King ESC on there, and it seemed to be sagging on launch. When I throttled up, it would rev up and then start losing revolutions, and wasn't enough to give me enough push. But this new ESC, I think it still came from Hobby King, but it's the Opto ESC, the green ones. And it's a 30 amp, and 30 amps seems to be perfect for the SunnySky motor, which is 1400 kV. So good combination there, that 7x5 prop and the 1400 kV motor. This is the top notch. I love it. It's flying good. Now the video on the Swift is excellent. I don't really need a Swift 2 because I don't need the battery voltage readout. I could just use a regular Swift, but they're very similar. Just gives a great picture. And I showed you that line filter on the back. I believe that came from Hobby King, and I think it's the 1.7 amp version. In other words, it can handle up to 1.7 amps, I think. But anyway, it works well for the video. It's just in the video line, the voltage that feeds the video transmitter and the camera. It doesn't filter the voltage going to the BeeRotor. That's actually coming from the BeeRotor PDB, which is underneath the BeeRotor board. So I have them stacked, PDB on the bottom. And the PDB has the current sensor and voltage sensor and plugs in with a tiny ribbon cable. So it's custom made for the BeeRotor board and really works well. Nice and compact. Keeps the weight down on the wing. Okay, we're coming in for a landing. Now I'm gonna still be in horizon mode, but I switch it to a low rate horizon mode. And there's the landing. Glided in for a landing, really. So sometimes I wonder what my viewers actually want to see. I've been doing movies on the Mavic Pro. I've been doing camera reviews, tutorials on Magic's Movie Edit Pro, lots of RC build videos, and other associated flight video. So if you're interested in any of those particular things, just let me know and I'll concentrate on them. Don't forget to subscribe to see more content, and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. So we'll see you next time. Here, play.